Hello everybody, my name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be talking about the Coby White situation. Now at the end of the day, the last 3 games for the Chicago Bulls, and for Coby White specifically, was a bit of a struggle. There was just certain shots that are not falling, certain shots, easy shots that just don't go in. It's kind of a cold streak for Coby White. And I want to talk about some ways we can hopefully see Coby White build out of this cold streak that he's on. Now at the end of the day, players go through this. Even superstar players go through this. But it's important when you go through these areas where you're just cold from the field and you can't buy a bucket to make a difference in other aspects of the game. So that's what we're going to kind of talk about in this video. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Bulls and Coby White. Can he build himself out of this cold streak that he is on? Now, the reason why this is such an important video is because we need to understand the hot streak that Coby White was on a couple of months ago, up until the last game of the All-Star break. He was on an unbelievable stretch where things were just falling left, right, and center. He became our clutchest player. He became our best three-point shooter. He became pretty much our best player in general. And I really want to reiterate how good that is, because I want Bulls fans to not go straight to the end. You know, it's kind of like when Coby White's having his hot streak, everybody's in love with Coby White. But if Coby White goes cold, sometimes people just go straight down to the bottom, and there's no in-between there. There's no, let's wait and see if he can build himself out of it, or let's wait and see what happens in the next game. People just turn straight to down. It's the short-term side of a basketball fan sometimes, where you just go from one high to the low, and there's no in-between. And I just want to really reiterate this message first before I get to anything that I would like to see Coby White do. As fans, I would absolutely love it if we can give Coby White time to build himself out of this. Please do not jump to conclusions. As fans, the most important thing here is to give Coby White the support. And I think he has done more than enough this season to earn this support to help him build himself out of the cold streak that he is in. I think that is more than fair. Look, some people have criticized Coby White to the moon and back, and it's been proven wrong about him. So I just hope that people just don't go back to hating Coby White, but will give him the benefit of the doubt and give him the chance to build himself out of this situation. Now, with that being said, there are certain things that have happened for Coby White that kind of leads to him struggling. I think, obviously, a lot of the games that we have seen Coby White be guarded by sizable players that are taller than him, players that have more length than him. I think it's different when you see guards versus guards and stuff of that nature. But for most of that game, he didn't have Cade Cunningham guarding him. He didn't have Ivy guarding him. For the most part, he had guys like Asua Thompson on him for Detroit. And that's a very good defender on him. A little bit of size on him as well. That's not going to be an easy night for Coby White. It's simple as that. And I think the most important thing now for Coby White to do is to try to make an impact outside of the scoring end. We've seen the layups. We've seen the mid-ranges. We've seen the threes. There are some shots in there that are so easy for Coby White to make that he would make 9 times out of 10, and those are the shots that he's missing. With those types of shots, I have complete faith that we will start to see those shots fall for Coby White. Those layups where he's picking and timing when to go up, or those layups with the up and unders, or even just some catch and shoot threes. In those specific areas, I have complete faith that he will start to turn things around, and he will start making those open ones and those easier ones. The ones that he's missing, those easier ones, I expect that to turn around pretty quickly. But while he's in this cold streak, while he's in this situation where he's struggling to score the ball, I think it's absolutely necessary to make a difference in other areas. And this is where I turn to the playmaking side of the ball now, ladies and gentlemen. Coby White has been one of our better playmakers this season. Last season, when he was coming off of the bench, yes, he wasn't scoring 20 points every single game. Yes, he wasn't even shooting efficiently every single game. But last season, I think Coby White's best attribute was his playmaking, making the simple and easy passes, making the passes that could break a defense down, and not taking things and making it too fancy, but doing the right things at the right time when it comes to passing the ball and making the right choice. I think he's become very good at that, and I think that's something we need to start seeing Coby White do a little bit more. Unfortunately, this also goes down to the rest of the Bulls players, because again, you watch this game against the Detroit Pistons, you watch the game against Boston even. Our team doesn't move enough compared to every other team. There's no motion in our offense, really. It's Vucevic moving for a pick and roll. It's Coby White or DeMar DeRozan entering the pick and roll, trying to break down an offense. And every now and then you might see the cut or you might see an off-ball movement. But there's not a lot of motion in our team. And look, you can ask anybody about that. All day long, people will tell you that the Bulls are very stagnant on offense. It may not be isolation every possession, but there's still no movement every possession. Not enough movement, at least. And that makes Coby White's job, it makes any ball handler's job for this Bulls team harder, because you're not going to find easier opportunities to make a pass, or some plays are just simply not going to be run. And it's up to you to make the responsibility, essentially. It's up to you to make the difference, and not the play that's being called. So from that standpoint, I can understand that it's hard to just go back to basics, because sometimes basics isn't good enough. Sometimes you need motion in your offense. Sometimes you need players that are willing to move without the ball and stuff of that nature, and we just don't have a lot of those at the moment. So that's one thing. I'd like to see him go back to basics, but I can understand that's a difficult job. Number 2, the defensive end. I've been very impressed with Coby White's defensive work this season. Granted, I think his defensive rating is fairly average, but considering the fact that 4 years ago, Coby White was considered a horrible defender by every standard, to get to this point now where he's a capable defender and a guy that we can trust in the clutch to defend a guard or defend the ball, is a good sign. No one can complain that Coby White doesn't work hard enough out there. He's one of our hardest working players on the team, and that is something that is put to use on the defensive end. So I'd like him to continue to use and utilize that defensive end to keep him on the floor. At the end of the day, you can make him miss your shots in different games. There might be the next game against Cleveland where Coby White erupts for points. But even if he doesn't, what makes him so, I guess, playable for the Bulls is that even if he doesn't score the points, other guys might. Vucevic has stepped up. DeRozan stepped up. Io for most nights have stepped up. Coby White can still play based on his defensive work, and that's important as well. And of course, I'd like to see the Bulls players get some faith. Not the players, sorry, the fans. I want them to continue to show the faith in Coby White, because I always think that's important. I think fans always have a role in a player's confidence. And if you continue to cheer for Coby White and support Coby White, whether it's through the media, whether it's through the arenas and stuff of that nature, I always think that could make a difference. But the last thing I want to see for Coby White, I want to see him get to the free throw line a little bit more. Now, again, that's another responsibility, the refs. I'm not going to really go too much in detail about that. I've already made my videos about the rest. But I'd love to see Coby White attack the rim just a little bit more and try to get to the line. Use that contact to his advantage. And again, I get it. Sometimes the Bulls players don't go to the free throw line that often. The last game against the Pelicans, Coby White got shoved in midair and no call was given. So I can understand that's a bit of a stretch. But I think the best way to build yourself out of a cold streak is to have multiple games where you are at the free throw line and you're getting free and easy opportunities at the rim. You know what they say. Even some of the best players do this. Sometimes you attack the rim first and need to see those layups fall in before you expand to the three-point line. Sometimes you need the easy ones to go in before the hard ones go in. That's why when you leave guys open at the beginning of the game and they start to make their shots wide open, at the end of the game, you see a lot of those same players make some of the most contested shots you ever see. And that is because they built their rhythm from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. And I think we need to see a little bit more from that from Coby White. He tends to have quarters where he erupts for points. He tends to have second halves where he really steps up to the plate. But I personally think if he could get a consistent game where he's able to score for all 4 quarters, some of it's easy, get some layups, get to the line, get some easier opportunities, that should hopefully expand his game to the second half of the game where he can erupt for his 3-point shots, take some catch and shoots, maybe shoot some deep shots, the things that he likes to do, and maybe he's a bit hesitant to do now, he can start doing with a little bit more confidence under his name. But the last thing I want to say, and I know this is hard to say, but Coby White should not stop shooting the ball. Look, the Bulls fans, even I've said it, sometimes it's just easier and it might make the Bulls win games if Coby White just stops shooting the ball when he's struggling. But he's a young player, and I think the absolute worst thing you could do to a young player is to say stop shooting the ball. Because that confidence goes from up here where he feels so trusted, he feels so respected, it feels like he's getting control of the team and he's a vocal leader of the team. If someone tells him to stop shooting, boom. Sorry if that clap was loud. Right at the bottom, confidence at an all-time low. So if I'm Billy Donovan, and if I'm an executive, whatever the case may be, I would be telling Coby White, keep your head up and keep shooting. Do not lose your faith in yourself, because that will bring the rest of the team down as well. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.